Hi, what's up, guys? Steven MK with another repair video. Subscribe if you haven't. Like, comment, and share. So today I'll be showing you guys how to fix a microwave from this to this. So just technically just fixing a microwave that rotates the disc inside but doesn't perform or has blank LCD. So without getting time, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is to remove the shell. Once that's done, won't take you that time. Just make sure that the microwave is off and is disconnected, because if you don't do that, you can get short circuited. Okay, so once the shell is out, you can see outside, and that's how inside it. I'll just try to zoom in here. So yeah, so that's where. So depending on the microwave that you're using, like now I'm working on the Samsung microwave, but they can differ in different ways. So all you have to do is on this microwave, the only two screws, like 2 to 3 screws, that I've removed. But I had to remove the switch as well, so just that it can be cleaned up. So that's the switch that I'm removing there, and that controls the opening and closing of the microwave. So all I have to do is just quickly all that. Okay, so you just have to remove the back so that you can separate you can remove the front of the microwave. You just have to remove those screws. And you don't need like 300 screwdriver there, you just need like maybe 2 or 1 screwdriver. And just to talk about how did this problem come. This problem usually comes with when there's a water damage inside, or most like where I was just called here to do the job. So just I knew like the problem most of it happens with the cockroaches and some stuff. So if you have the cockroach in the house, and that is going to attract the light from the microwave attracts the cockroach, and the cockroaches are going to pee on the chip that I'll show you here after I removed here. Once that is done, like the chip gets short circuited and microwave doesn't work. And most of people, when they see this problem, they think like, oh, the diode or the magneto, that's the like magneto, the microwave, are the one that are dead. But once those guys are dead, the microwave technically like won't. It will show the like when the diode is dead, which means it won't have power. If the transformer is dead, there shall not be power. And if the magneto is dead, the microwave works fine, but just that the food doesn't get hot. So like okay, those are the most common problems. So the most common problem with the microwave is the magneto, the diode. Transformer is not a common problem. It's just that in case it dies. That's what I have to do, just disconnect the cables and remove the front of the microwave. That it contains all the processing and everything. So once it's done, I just have to remove I just have to zoom in here so you can see what's happening. Okay, so once you're on this stage, you can just remove, I think there's two screws. Then from there, you just take out the circuit board. It's not that hard. It shouldn't be hard. And make sure you disconnect the LED cable, so that one that shows up the controls. And just to make sure you avoid the capacitors because they carry some charge. So depending on how powerful is your capacitor, just to avoid you getting electrocuted, so you have to remove the capacitors. Yeah. So that is done. As you can see inside, there's so much data and there's so much going on there. So we just try to remove the circuit board. Yeah, once the circuit board is removed, don't worry about the LED. That's not a big problem. But you just have I like here I'm using spirit, but you can use like alcohol, cleaning alcohol. You can also use benzene and just clean up. That's the solution. You just make sure that the chip. So this is the chip here. As you can see, that's the main processor. Clean up that chip, let it dry, give it a minute or two, or 10 minutes. Leave it for 10 minutes. You let it dry, then you pack it back. So for here, just take my spirit and clean up. Make sure it's thoroughly clean and there's no any cockroaches. You can see there's a small baby cockroach moving there. Yeah, so when you're working like this, you get like so much. When you're going in the people's house, you get so much of the travelers. Yeah. So depending on what you use, if this spirit is the most common one, you can't miss that. If you have like petrol also works. Just that petrol doesn't smell nice, but also works fine. But for spirit is the most common. You can get it from your nearest pharmacy in a supermarket and a shop, so you don't have to worry. You can just pick up spirit and other things. So you can see here that's the LED light. You just need to clean up there, and once it's done. So I had to come home and do the recording on the video because the neighbor's playing music, so I had to cut off the audio. So I apologize for that. Otherwise, some misunderstanding. But if there's any problem, if you're facing problem, anything else would you like me to help you with? Just let me know. You can just leave it on the comment there. I'll make sure that I get back to you as soon as possible. And as a matter of fact, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, you like, and you also share as well. And there'll be more repairing video about this. So I'll be coming up with all the most basic repairs. And as a matter of fact, you can do repair Macrowave yourself. You don't need like so much screwdriver, you don't need so much stuff. All you need is just one star screwdriver, and that was going to do everything. So once that is done, you just have like here, my camera stopped recording, so I don't have the video, but the same process that you use to remove it, and you can also use the same process. But as you can see, I connected everything, and before you do everything, you have to make sure that you test it. So here we have to test it and see like the microwave is acting normal now. If I open the door, the lights up turns on, and if I close the door, the lights turns off, and if I press the microwave, everything is working. So before you close the microwave, just make sure that you avoid when the microwave is on. You just make sure you avoid touching what's inside. So once everything is tested, everything's fine. I was happy, and I had to put the microwave back. That was about it. So that's how you fix the microwave. There's not much to do. You can do it yourself. You don't need to take a technician or whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, most technicians, they have their own different skills, and they also have different. So after I've done everything is assembled, what I did is test it before I leave it working. So everything working fine now. Open the microwave and it turns on. It's supposed to be, and press the button. Everything works accordingly. So no problems there. That's about it. Any question, leave it in the comment. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. And also hit that notification bell so you get notified every time when I post the video. Cheers. See you in the next one.